Right lads, welcome back. So for the past few weeks, I've been slowly working through the first few exercises in a book by the branding expert Simon Middleton called Build a Brand in 30 Days. You could probably compare it to a kid's coloring in book, apart from it hasn't got any coloring in and it's for adults. Anyways, the aim of the book is to help you think about what dictates and makes up the essence of a brand. Businesses are just a big interconnected web of systems, processes, and people. Branding is about how those things are perceived by their customers and the general public. In the book, each chapter finishes with a brand builder exercise, which is an exercise designed to get you thinking about the things that influence, whether that's positively or negatively, how a customer feels or thinks about your brand. The first couple of exercises are designed to get you thinking about the values and meanings that your brand currently has, with the objective being that once you've worked through all of the exercises, by the end of the book, you may have a different set of meanings that are more aligned to what your customer base actually responds to. Now, a few weeks ago, I started writing a bit more frequently, whether it was writing scripts for these videos or for my blog posts, but something happened that I didn't expect. I surprisingly liked the process of writing. I grew up my entire life thinking that I was shit at writing. I got totally crap grades at school, and frankly, my lack of essay writing skills totally hindered any success that I could get at university. So because of all those things, I've just always hated writing. So it wasn't until a few weeks ago when I actually had to start writing that I realized it wasn't that I didn't like writing, I just didn't like being shit at something. All of a sudden, when there were no grades involved or deadlines, and I just had a page title and a blank screen in front of me, the words just seemed to flow out way easier than I ever expected. Getting my thoughts out of my mind and into text seemed to free up my mind. I know what you're thinking, why haven't you just tried journaling? Well, the fact is I have loads of times, but for some reason, when I don't have a title at the top of the page and I just have a blank page in front of me, no words actually conceptualize in my head and I can't put anything down onto that piece of paper. So I've tried and just couldn't make it happen. So I got to the chapter 3 exercise of the Build a Brand book and I was like, oh, screw this, I'm just gonna skip this one. What was the exercise? It was to write a letter to your future self. So fast forward a few days and I'd kind of forgotten about the exercise. I'd parked it because in my mind, I wasn't gonna do it because I hate writing, so it wasn't going to be of any value to me to do that exercise. But then I stumbled upon one of Jordan Peterson's lectures on YouTube. Coincidentally, in this video, Jordan was recommending doing the exact same thing, writing a letter to your future self. The idea is that to truly aim for something, you first have to define what that something is. Perhaps you want to become fluent in another language, like French or Spanish. That's great. You have your definition, you have your end point. Your end point is to hold a conversation with someone in Spanish. And to get to that point, you know that you're going to have to do a lot of studying, a lot of practice, and you're going to have to do that over probably a long period of time. So both Simon and Jordan both recommend doing the same definition process, but for your life. Their recommendation is to envisage yourself in 5 years' time. Really think about who, what, where you want to be. Who are your closest friends? Are they different from now? Where are you living? Down to the specifics. What city are you in? Have you bought a house? Are you renting? What is your lifestyle like? Do you have more free time in the future, or maybe you're working even harder and have less free time? How about your job or your business? What does your job look like? What does your business look like? How much money does your business turn over? How many employees does it have? Who are your customers? Are they different from today? Both Simon and Jordan recommend that you write down these specifics. In fact, Jordan goes as far as saying that this is the most important thing you could ever do in your life: defining your vision and defining your direction. So if you fast forward 5 years and right now you're earning £30,000 a year and you want to be earning £500,000 a year in 5 years' time, at least by defining that endpoint, you are now in a position where you can reverse engineer all of the steps that you need to take to move yourself towards that. If you don't know what steps you need to take, then just ask someone or Google it. The answers really are there for everyone. People have done what it is you want to do. They have walked that path before. So you can go and learn from them, and you can make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that they do, and your journey is a lot smoother and hopefully faster. For me, it's never been about money. It never will be about money. I've just always had this feeling that I've been utterly blessed in life, and that I need to pay forward that blessing by helping others and helping as many people as I possibly can. So a couple of weeks ago, I grabbed my laptop and went to a cafe, and I wrote my future self a letter. So maybe in 5 years' time, I'll dig it out and then share it with you guys, and you can see how wildly inaccurate it turned out to be. But a few years ago, I told myself that I didn't believe in goals. I look back now and I realize it was because I was at a point in my life where I didn't really have anything to aim towards. So I just didn't have any direction. And I felt like that just meant that I didn't have to have goals. Not saying that I had a quarter-life crisis or anything, but I think I just felt like I'd hammered myself for 7 years, worked really hard, worked tirelessly, and just never really took a break to really think about what I felt about life. I have a lot more clarity now, and writing that letter to myself has definitely helped define where it is I want to aim. As Jordan Peterson says though, it doesn't really matter about the specifics. What matters is that you're just taking responsibility for the direction of your life. What matters is that you aim. What matters is that you aim up. It doesn't matter how high. The point is that you just need to aim upwards. Once you aim up towards a target, the steps that you need to take to get there will become clearer. Your target may seem unfathomably far away, but at least you have a path to follow. If you're feeling a little stuck in life at the moment, and perhaps you don't really feel like you've got something to aim towards, go somewhere and sit alone for an hour and really just think about where you want your life to be in 5 years. Write yourself a letter and don't be afraid to be bold. Aim up, not because you should, but it's because it's what heroes do, mate. They just aim up.